Hi, everybody. Welcome. And I am so excited to share an amazing tool that I have used, for about 5 years. And about 5 years ago, I had a dear friend that came to a Las Vegas boot camp and shared with us another great assessment. You've learned about the DISC model. There's so many great assessments that are out there. We talk about love languages, and I will put that together for you guys as well. But this tool, I think, is very what I would call attention all Kmart shoppers. And meaning it's really easy to identify. Remember, someone's not all or nothing with regards to these assessments. It's just understanding a great place to start with people about what's really most important to them when you're speaking with them and understanding their blueprint. So this is called the bank assessment. And the first one that we're going to cover is the blueprint person. So the blueprint person is really the one who is responsible, really detail oriented. They're rarely ever late for a meeting. We love them. They know the rules and they follow the rules and they don't compromise anything. They're very show them the guidebook and they're going to follow the guidebook, front to back. They are excellent with working within the systems of things. They love stability. They love efficiency. They love when things are time tested and proven and predictable systems. So they're a great person, especially when you're talking about the company and talking about how long it's been around, about the research and sharing with them all of the great things in that way. They also are they're pretty cautious, about things. So they they understand that, they appreciate family and home. And so in other terms, if you've ever studied the values and lifestyles, they have very strong, what we call belonger values, which is country, family, community. So the blueprint people, but they're really great at following the rules. They're great. And you can give them a guidebook. They're going to study that word for word. And that's how they're going to do the business. So they're like, show me exactly what I need to do. And then they go ahead and they follow that. They're great at planning. They're great at organizing. They're great at implementing. They're great at logistics. They're great at the details. They're great at commitment and responsibility and discipline and tenacity. So my husband is very much a blueprint person. And so there are many things that I value and have to learn from the blueprint people. But personally for me, that's not my number one. I do like being on time. That's a big one for me. And I like to know the rules of the game, but that's not the number one thing. If you hand me a workbook and say, here's what you need to do, that's not my number one. So just a little bit about me, and maybe you can see some personalities in here. But they'll say to you lots of times, the blueprint person will say, okay, tell me what I need to do. You'll see them arrive early. You'll see them offer to help at events and organize things early. You'll give them a task to do, and then they just go and do it. So that's the blueprint person. The next person, the A, is the action person. And this person, they are a ball of fire. You can imagine. They're like, whoa, stand back. Let's just go do this. They're very charismatic. The entrepreneur part of this business really, really inspires them. They're born rebels. Sometimes they go against the routine and against the rules. And by nature, they're really entertaining. They get, being bored just drives them crazy. They don't like to waste any time. They're a real go-getter. They're just like, just tell me what I need to do. And then they go do it. They look for opportunity. It's like, say yes, tell the world, figure it out. They love that. They're not the people that say, I've got to know all the rules of the game before I get going. They love building teams. They love competition. They love closing the deal with people. They love telling stories. As you guys know, that we are paid storytellers, and they love to negotiate. That's the biggest thing. And they're somebody that you would love to have in your corner during a crisis, because they are born optimists. They love finding solutions. They kind of go on blind faith, and they appreciate beauty around them, and they love the aesthetically pleasing things that are around them. So candles, pictures, pretty stuff. I'm sure you can't see any of that kind of lying around. Anyway, so a little bit more about the action person. They are great promoters, love to promote, promote. And as we know, a big foundation to our business is promoting. They love storytelling. Once again, we are great. That's what we're paid, storytellers, as Jeff always says. They love to negotiate. They love competing. They love problem solving. They love handling crisis. They love to be flexible. They love building teams, and and they're great at closing the deal. So that might be the first driver. It doesn't mean they have all of those qualities, but some of those qualities are very, very evident. So you might be thinking about who is somebody maybe that is someone that you'd like to have as part of your organization that is an action person, and maybe think of some people already that are action people and people that are blueprint people on your team. The third are nurturers, and the nurturing person, they're really kind-hearted. They love people. They love to empower people and support people to be their very best. Their passion like radiates just from every part of them. You can say they're just like love bugs. But the fact that, I'm just going to read a little bit more about them. So fake and inauthentic people are totally turnoffs to them. They excel at trainings and counseling people and mentoring people, and their motivation is really self-actualization and leading people through the example. But the challenge for the nurturers is they will avoid conflict, and they will avoid excessive competition at all costs. So that will totally turn them off when you start talking about competition and anything that could cause any kind of conflict, because lots of times the nurturers just want to make everybody happy. They have a sense of community is really important to them, and charity is very strong meaning for them. They find themselves focusing a lot on personal development and moral ethics. Harmony with relationships and the environment is what really drives them as well. They're very encouraging. They're great at counseling people. They're great with building rapport. They're great at mentoring and envisioning the future, imagining, empathy, diplomacy. And for being a catalyst. So once again, we all have all of these different ones, but just think of who on your team or who is someone that you're looking to join the mission that is this, and it might be either helping them move forward or holding them back. I know personally for me that I'm very action oriented, and I needed more blue around me. So Cheryl has a lot of everything in her. She's so amazing, but I needed more blue, to explain the rules of the game, to sit down, so that would help somebody versus just me just saying go go go. So as you know, we call them, you need a hooker and a cooker. So that's why I love what Mike said during the DISC model. He talked about when a high I finds a high S, it's a perfect match. And my new personal assistant, Christina, is amazing. She is so high S, and I'm 100% I, that now it feels like that we've got a great match, and I know where to go with regards to everything. The next one, and the final one that we're going to talk about real quick, and I love this because it is a really quick skill. That is the knowledge person. And they are an advanced intellect and always learning. So they have an uncanny ability to, sorry, I'm looking because someone's supposed to be showing up at my house, and that's why my dog's barking. They have an ability to sort through complex issues, if you would. Abstract ideas are a piece of cake to them. Not so much with me. They dislike the memorization without completely understanding the underlying concept. So they're the people that you can give them a script of what needs to be done, but they want to know why that it needs to be done that way. They're a master of using diagrams and models to communicate things. They can juggle several issues in their mind at the same time. they're a student of precision. And let's say they don't find joy in chit chat or small talk. They desire substance in their conversations. They resolve conflict logically, rationally, and without letting emotions get in the way. That's definitely has not been a strong point of me lots of times. I've had to work on that. But they're great. They're amazing at spotting errors long before people do. They're usually really hard on themselves. They want power over nature and are attracted to the sciences. They are a strategic planner, an abstract thinker, a problem solver who deals at complex issues. They are, once again, strategic thinkers. They're being visionary, using precisions through thought and language. They love complexity. They rationality, they love that. And they're always searching for a better way in creating. Now, once again, we all have all of these parts in us, but I am probably not the best person if I'm if I'm, wanting to introduce this amazing mission to people. I am, I'm probably not the best person to talk to a lot about some of these things. So what would I do? I'd use a 3-way call, and I might bring someone on who is a K person, so a real knowledge person, and to get in rapport with them, right, and help them answer those questions. So let me use an example. So I might bring someone in like a Suzanne Sadie, right, because she knows a lot of the knowledge things. She's a dentist. She really thinks things through. She's going to have some of those answers. She's really great at analyzing those things. She's great at that strategic thinking with regards to things. So I might bring that person through on a 3-way call. Same thing with regards to when I'm dealing with the blueprint person. I'm like, hey, what don't you get? Let's just go. Let's just make it happen. I might bring on a blueprint person, which Cheryl loves talking about the pay plan, right? She created that pay plan call for me because I'm like, let's just go. Let's just make this happen. What don't you get? And I wasn't conscious so much, if you would, of all the people out there that were blueprint people, about just show me the game plan. So I might bring someone like Cheryl on for a 3-way call to be able to cover that. Linda's another great example of, she's got so many different elements as well, but she's so good at the details with regards to that. I know there are many examples of this, so I apologize. I'm not using many of you guys with regards to that, but she's great at the details and taking people through that. So really look at where you're at, first of all, and it'll help you identify, does this person need me to sit down and really go through the information with them? Do they need a little bit more time so that they can make a scientific decision about it and take it in? Are they real nurturers? And, to make sure that they understand the, instead of like talking about competitions, maybe you talk about being your best and enlightening the world and helping people and how this is going to help people. And the charity work that's done, so that person that's a nurturer, it's a great thing maybe to bring up with them all about the charity work and the mission. That's a great thing to bring up with people that are nurturers. And obviously it's good to bring up with everybody, but that just is a big deciding factor for people that are nurturers as well. So anyway, I hope that this has been a little intro for you on BANK, which is blueprint, action, nurturers, and knowledge. So think about where you're at, and I'll be putting up some more notes for you later. Stay true, guys. Have a great one.